And welcome to the Breakin Broncos podcast. As always, I am your host, Dan Wetstein. And as I stated last week, just a 1 week hiatus. We got my man Dylan back here.
Say who has teeth problems.
Everybody. Yes, who has teeth problems. But we got those taken care of. So now the man can talk. So he will be back here. Unlike last week, there's not a little hate. There's not much hate and vitriol. It's going to be a really much more upbeat and fun
I'm back.
episode. Right. Yeah, most definitely. You left me alone last week. That's your fault. So,
dude, that root canal came out of nowhere. I was so butthurt. I had that feeling fall out. I was calling a game down in Imperial, covering for Mark, and I was down there, and mid-game it just fell out. I must have loosened it somehow before, fell out.
Right.
I'm like, all right, call in, go get it refilled, go in there. Like, we're gonna take an X-ray to see if there's still some in there. I'm like, bet. All right, get in there. It's like, we're gonna have to do a root canal. I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
Right. Yeah, that escalated quickly, didn't it?
I was so mad. Went in Sunday.
Yeah,
I went in Sunday, and he just put me on Vicodin, and I was just on my ass for 3 days.
I bet you were, my guy. I bet you were. I've been there. I've done that. I've had root canals, a couple different ones. I've had all that work done, especially over the last couple of years. So
something about my top teeth that are always something about them.
Yeah, same here. I don't know. Yeah, it seems to be mostly my top teeth too. I don't know. Maybe it's a genetic thing, but hey, we're glad you're back. And like I said, we can bring some sunshine and rainbows today because why? Miller got his second ring, y'all. How exciting was that game, though? How good was that game?
That was a great game.
I told y'all. I've been saying it since the Rams beat the Niners. I told y'all that offensive line for the Bengals were going to be their Achilles heel, and Miller was going to break Burrow. And what did the man do? He went out there. He broke Burrow. It was a great game. We're going to discuss, should he have won the MVP? The top three holes on the roster besides QB. Broncos having a fully new look staff and what that means. Report from the New York Post has some really interesting tidbits about Goodell and the possible ownership change in Denver. And we will discuss the most likely veterans to actually be moved this offseason. So let's go ahead and jump into it, my guy. I know you were as happy as me to see our guy Von Miller get his second ring. So, I mean, like I said, what a hell of a game. Where did you enjoy it, and how much fun was it to watch Miller just go out there?
God, it was great. It was one of the Super Bowls where I didn't care who won, right?
Right.
But I was still rooting for the Bengals because they were my pick from the beginning of the year.
Right, of course.
Which, hey, I finally got a team of the Super Bowl.
Right, you finally picked of the year. All the way.
Picked it all the way. If they won it, I would have been talking much trash right now.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
No, it was a great game. Obviously, dude, just Jamar Chase and Joey B hooking up, T. Higgins. That was great. Obviously, I'm happy for Stafford. That was an amazing performance. He had Cooper Kupp deserved MVP. Man, just popped off that final drive. But no, Vaughn, he had a great game, obviously. Was pressuring Joey B the whole time. That O-line did fall apart. They got far enough. The fact they made it that far with that line is insane.
Yes, in the Super Bowl, it showed you that the Bengals made the Super Bowl in spite of their offensive line not because of it, and because of Joey B.
And
And
remember, he got sacked 9 times in that Titans game and won.
yes, I mean, right. Yeah. So nobody gets to question Joey B's toughness, nor Matthew Stafford. I mean, honestly, was this not the Super Bowl that showed us probably the 2 toughest quarterbacks in the NFL? You had
Definitely.
Matthew Stafford have his ankle twisted in 15 different directions it's not supposed to,
Joey,
while under a 300-pound offensive lineman. And then
Joe
you
Burrow's
have Joey
knee.
B,
Ooh.
right, get pinned between a 300-pound offensive lineman, 250-pound linebacker, and then a safety comes in and just blasts him backwards. And neither guy missed a snap.
There's a picture I forgot to send you. It was when they were doing their team photos at the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a picture of Aaron Donald, and the caption was, Joe Burrow better be concerned for his life tonight. The man just looked angry.
Yes. I mean, Aaron Donald, and it's like I said, I've been saying this for ever since the divisional round and into the championship round. I was like, if the Rams get there and the Bengals get there, that pass rush of the Rams was going to be the difference. And that's exactly what happened. It's like I try to tell people that we're telling everybody, bet the house on Burrow, bet the house on, like, no, don't do that. Like, if he had an offensive line, I would have been right with everybody.
Hey, the Simpsons did predict their victory. I think that's the only time that's been wrong.
It might be. I can't remember any other time that it was wrong.
I mean, they predicted Trump. Like,
right. I mean, they've done. I mean, I can't think of a single other Simpsons one that was actually wrong. Like literally every other time. But yeah, I still remember people going off. But that was another thing that people were trying to use as justification
bet
for
the
their
score.
pick. Like,
I thought about putting $5 down on the score.
I almost did. Like I was really thinking about. I'd have been close though. I was gonna go with 24-21. So I'd have been the bad beat. I'd have been Scott Van Pelt's bad beat today if I would have made that bet.
That field looked beautiful.
It did.
That paint looked fake. It looked like it was a graphic.
It really did. And then it was amazing to see, like you said, the field was amazing. Even after the halftime show, when they brought out the cars and and that giant set. And I mean, people think about the amount of manpower it took to turn that football field into a stage
in less than 5 minutes.
In less than 5 minutes. That is impressive human ingenuity and
have
ability.
Dre come out in a full studio in the middle of a football field.
Right. You've already kind of jumped into the second topic we have here. You said that Cooper Kupp definitely deserved the MVP. While I will say that Cooper was more deserving than anybody else on the offense, this was a game that was made and won by the defense.
Oh, yeah.
If it was not for Von Miller and Aaron Donald, the Rams would have lost.
Oh, definitely.
And this is why I say no offensive player, including Cooper Kupp, who again, yes, he had, 92 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And a couple rushing yards, I believe.
And a couple rushing yards and a pass attempt, even though it was a really bad pass attempt.
And that reminded me of the Brady one against the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Right. The one that they lost. Like, that's what kind of scared. That's the moment that scared me. I was like, okay, they're getting too cute.
Just and how about Joe Mixon tossing a touchdown pass to T. Higgins?
The third non-quarterback to throw a touchdown in the Super Bowl, most definitely. But
and 2 of them were in the past 4 years.
How do you not give the MVP to either Aaron Donald, who is one of, if not the best defensive player any of us have ever seen, who had 2 sacks, 3 tackles, or Von Miller, who tied. Again, I need to make this absolutely clear because it seems like every local blog is out to make every blog look absolutely horrible because none of you know what words mean. Okay. I went and I read for every local blog from predominantly orange to DNVR, and every one of them says Von Miller set the Super Bowl sack record.
No, he tied it.
He didn't. He tied it. Okay. I need y'all to go back and fix your headlines and fix your stories. Okay.
And they put it on the broadcast for the Super Bowl.
Yes, I know it was on the. It's been everywhere, and I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at any other outlet, you look at Yahoo Sports, ESPN, any major network, and it says tied. So there's no reason for you to not know. Also, on top of the fact, it's really easy to go into Google and search it. I mean, the way I do it to be more precise is I go into Pro Football Focus, but if y'all don't know what words mean and you're in a business that your entire job is to say and write words, I can't trust that you know how to work Pro Football Focus.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more than what I believe you can chew when you bite it off. But seriously, guys,
as much as
this is our job.
Yeah, as much as I would love to see Vaughn as MVP again, I would have given it to Aaron Donald.
I think
the man was the cause of almost all those sacks. Even if he wasn't getting them, he was the reason they were, because they were forcing offensive linemen to pull, to double, triple team them.
And I would not argue that.
Yeah,
I was sitting right here, right now. I could not argue it. But I'm saying is like this game.
Yeah.
The only reason the Rams won, I don't care that Cooper had the 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. He never has those opportunities if it's not for what the defense does, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, the sack by Miller in the fourth quarter changed the game. That's what gave the Rams the ability to go down and score a touchdown and take the lead. If he doesn't make that sack, they're probably in field goal range enough for that ridiculous kicker they got in Cincinnati to go ahead and put them up to where they could only tie the game. And then at the end of the game, the missed extra point.
McPherson.
I do love
me
the kid.
Some Evan McPherson.
I do. I love the swag from the kicker. But
looks like we're going to the AC Championship game, boys. Goes and kicks a 53-yarder.
Right, but the missed PAT earlier in the game almost cost them at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Aaron Donald on fourth down, just running through every single Cincy offensive, like it wasn't like he was just double teamed, like he was almost quadruple teamed on that play. But he was not going to be denied.
I was still questioning that play call. I still feel like you should have pitched out left to Joe Mixon. The man was having a great night.
I mean, he was going off, which was kind of surprising because I know a lot of people wanted to talk about the Rams not being good in the run defense, but they were actually top 10. So in the regular season. So
I mean, Joe Mixon was the second. Did he get second place in the rushing title? Was he right behind Jonathan Taylor?
I want to believe so.
I know he was top 3
just to be sure.
I know he was top 3 at least.
Yeah, I know he was right up there.
I feel like you could have done that, or you could have faked a play to let Joey be.
He was third. Nick Chubb was
third. Okay.
Nick Chubb got him by 54. He was only 54 yards behind Nick Chubb. Now he was way behind Jonathan Taylor, just like everybody else. Because I mean, Jonathan Taylor's at 1,811 yards. Then you have Nick Chubb at 1,259. Joe Mixon at 1,205, and then Najee Harris at 1,200. Dalvin Cook at 11. I mean, it's like really grouped from 2 to 5. Like they're all within 50 yards.
The funniest was Derrick Henry still holding number 1 for like 4 straight weeks after he went out.
He's still top 10, dude. He is. He is. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What did he go? What week did he go out? 10, week 7.
9. He is 9th. Yeah, he went out at the week after the game of Halloween, the week of Halloween. So the last week of October.
7 games, 900 yards. He could have broke the single season rushing record easily this year.
Without a doubt.
He could have been the first person to go back to back 2,000 yard seasons.
Let me see where he's standing in touchdowns. Because I think he might still be top 10 in touchdowns too.
God, dude, the man's an animal.
Yep. Yeah, actually, he is tied for 4th in touchtowns.
God, dude.
That's insane, people. Again, the man who didn't play after Halloween.
Week 7. Week 7, I think it was either week 7 or week 8 until the divisional rounds of the playoffs. October to January.
That's just insane, guys. That's insane. Oh, and here's a funny name in the top 10. He's tied with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts made it tied for 4th in rushing touchdowns.
He's the only reason they made the playoffs. Let's be honest.
Yes. And I mean, and there's still Philly fans that want to see him gone. I don't understand.
We'll take him. I'll gladly take him.
I know we might have some Philly fans. Let me see in here. We might have some Philly fans in here. Maybe not right now, but
I'll gladly take Jalen Hurts from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'll take Jalen.
I
If
know
y'all
it's
don't
not.
want him.
I know it's not in here specifically of quarter of a person, but if there's a possibility Kyler Murray's available, would you jump on that?
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I said when Andrew Mason tweeted, I'm like, he was like, it's no question that you go and check. I was like, no, it's not a question. It's a demand. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even, it's not even a thought process. If Kyler Murray is really upset and really wants out, now this could be posturing. We've seen this happen a lot. It's actually
countless
more
times.
Yeah, it's actually more often that when players do this, they go and they scrub their social media and they make these comments. They end up with a bigger contract.
Did you see
More
what the
often
Cardinals
than not.
did though? The Cardinals scrubbed their Instagram and just left one picture of Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah, as retaliation. Like
Yeah.
this is getting petty, and that's why I'm getting excited. Like
Because
normally,
if we could trade away like the same amount for Aaron Rodgers for a Kyler Murray,
oh yeah,
you're probably giving maybe just a tiny bit more, but around the same.
Maybe. I mean, he is young. He's on a rookie contract, and he's improved every year in the league.
And George Payton is a master negotiator.
Yes, and I would absolutely love to see Kyler Murray in a Nathaniel Hackett offense with these offensive weapons. That man's never had more than just DeAndre Hopkins. He had Larry Fitzgerald a little bit, his first year or whatever, but he was on the end
first
of his
two
career.
seasons, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the same Larry Fitzgerald. He was
it wasn't old Fitz.
He was more Anquan Bolden at that point. Like he wasn't the Hall of Fame Larry Fitzgerald.
He was running slot, doing what he had to do.
Exactly. He was, he didn't have the burst and speed like he used to have, but he was still a great route runner, very high football IQ, all
leader.
Those things. So, yeah, leader, all of those things. So,
I miss
he was definitely a help.
Such a great guy.
Right. But, I mean, you see the difference when DeAndre Hopkins is on the field as to when he's not and Kyler Murray is. There is a major difference in talent level at the wide receiver position in Arizona. And Kyler feels like he is being made the scapegoat by both the organization and the fans and media. Mm-hmm. And that's why he is upset. So, yeah, in short, yes, all day, every
Definitely
day.
Take him.
Unlike what I said about Aaron Rodgers, where you have a limit to what you give up for him, you don't with Kyler Murray.
No.
Kyler Murray is so young.
Future.
Same thing with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
If he gets things cleared up, there's not a level you don't go. I mean, obviously you're not going to give up 5 first rounders or something like that, but 3 first rounders, a couple second rounders, maybe a late rounder, a couple of players. I'm all for it. Give them everything.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're not blowing up the team. Like that's the one limit. You can't blow up the team.
Maybe you add a Drew Lock into that.
Right.
You keep Brett Rippon as the backup.
Or like you trade where you have a strength, like give up one of your wide receivers, but you can't give up 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
You can just give up one.
Like a Jerry or a KJ.
Right. Or you're probably going to need more than KJ. A Jerry might work, but probably either like a Tim or a Court, somebody that's a little bit, probably more Tim. They'll probably like his contract more. Plus they already have DeAndre. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, unless some miracle happens and they end up smashing both Murray and DeAndre, then I say, hey, give up literally anything you want. I mean, you can take receivers, whatever.
What's the contract on DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona? I forgot how many years it was.
Yeah,
it was around 4.
Real quick, something like that. DeAndre
3, 4
Hopkins contract. Got me talking about things I wasn't prepared for. That's all right. I can figure it out though.
Yeah, I want to say it was 4 years. Around 80,
all right, I'm on
million.
Spot Track now. He is signed through 2024. His 23, so just 2 more years left. But he's got big money left. He's got 19.45 million due to him next year in 23. But it goes down significantly after that. He's due just below 15 million in 2024.
I love how that's just not a lot. And I'm just sitting here, man, I could just use half of that, like one mil.
Right. Right. But again, he is not the highest paid wide receiver in the league.
No.
He was when he signed, but he is no longer. And after Devontae Adams signs his deal this offseason, that's where I'm thinking
depending where he signs it.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't care where Devontae
Yeah.
Adams signs it. He's going to reset the market. Period.
I mean, from what I've seen, the Bears are very interested. And the Bears.
Oh, I lost you. Okay.
The Bears are one of the teams that were interested in Devontae. And
yes.
Also, obviously, the Broncos would be interested only if Aaron Rodgers were able to find his way here.
I still hate that.
There was a third team, and I think it was an NFC North team. Oh, it might have been the Vikings.
Oh, I mean, literally,
everybody's interested.
Team. Yeah. Right? Yeah, but
those are the three teams.
And because those guys, they've seen him play against and destroy them.
They play them twice a year.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna have the most interest because they want to get him the hell out of Green Bay.
Yeah,
they're just like, we're tired of him and Aaron owning us.
I wanted to get back a real quick Von situation. I saw this. It was a quote from an LA reporter that was shared by a Denver reporter saying that Von's gonna test free agency.
Of course, he's never really tested free agency.
Yeah,
this is
so
because last time he was a free agent, he got tagged. He got franchise tagged. So he's never had a chance.
Yeah, wasn't he franchise tagged the Super Bowl season?
Yeah, because that was the last season of his last.
Then he got the 6-year deal. Yeah.
Yeah, then he got the 6-year deal, just like Demaryius Thomas. I mean, that's really the purpose of the franchise tag, is to get the team longer sole negotiating rights with the player. Right? Not very, very rarely do you have a Kirk Cousins type situation where the team's just not willing to commit to them long term, so they're just going to keep slapping them with the tag as long as they can. But yeah, that's just a very one-off situation.
That can mean a lot of things. That either means he could stay with the Rams, he could possibility of reuniting in Denver.
Yeah.
Or he could end up somewhere completely else. Like, you don't know.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing is that if he didn't say he wanted to test free agency, that means he's not coming back to Dub Valley. Yeah. Because that means he's staying in LA and he loves it, whatever. Him saying he's testing free agency, right. It gives him the opportunity to be wooed back to Denver. Is it likely? I mean, it's going to really depend. If the Broncos
go out, he did say orange and blues in his blood forever this week at Super Bowl Media Day.
It is, but we got to remember financials.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
If the Broncos go out and get a veteran quarterback, they're not going to have the money to re-sign Von, because Von's not going to take that much of a pay cut. He might take a little bit of a haircut to come back to the Broncos, but he's not going to take a giant.
He's not going to be a Kareem Jackson and cut $4 million from his contract,
right? Oh, or somebody
else.
Was it more?
Like was it more than that? He took a huge cut. Kareem Jackson did to stay in Denver.
Yeah, he did. And
I forgot how much it was. I hope he does it again.
Yeah. It was half. Yeah, it was half of what he was going to make.
If they offer him that same amount this year, I guarantee you he stays again.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
I would love to have a Kareem.
I like Caden Stearns, though.
I do too.
I want to see Caden Stearns get a chance.
It's just that added leadership that I like from Kareem.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But I think that when you have a Justin Simmons and players like that already,
I can't believe he didn't win Walter Payton Man of the Year.
That was a bit of a shock. I really thought that he was, but I mean, that's also a fan vote. People got to remember, Walter Payton Man of the Year is not voted on by,
But Andrew Whitmore deserved it, though. He had a great foundation.
And he's done it his whole career, too. I don't think he's ever won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award before.
And dude, imagine what a year for him. Gets the Walter Payton Man of the Year award and then wins the Super Bowl. That's turns around with
2 days span. After all these years, the man finally got, because
playing in a Super Bowl before losing it.
Yeah. Wasn't he part of the? Wasn't he the Chiefs left tackle?
He'd only played for the Bengals and the.
Oh, that's right, the Bengals and the Rams.
Okay. And he played in the last Rams Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Who was it? Okay, so who was that left tackle? It was like a long time left. It was right before the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. He got hurt, and then they cut him, and he never got to play for him again. It was right before they lost the Super Bowl. They cut him, and then the next year they went off and won it and left the poor man on the bench.
when they lost the AFC Championship game to the Patriots.
Yeah. He got cut that offseason, and then they won the Super Bowl the
Hey,
next
all I'm
season.
saying, Tom Brady's
That was
coming
rough.
back, dude. I don't believe that retirement
I
BS.
don't know. Oh, we got all kinds of. I think we got more. Appreciate y'all. I'm sorry, I'm not attempting those names. I don't want to butcher them too much. If you want to give me a pronunciation, I will happily say them. But I appreciate you being here either way. Thank you all. But I'm not going to destroy whatever your names
I'll
are.
bring a little quick topic in. How damn awful were the Super Bowl commercials last night?
You cut out, man. How awful?
How awful
what?
were the Super Bowl commercials last night?
Bro, you cut out right at the end of your question every time. How awful were the Super Bowl? What?
Commercials.
Oh, yeah. They weren't all bad, but
I know,
yeah,
but like
there was some.
there were quite
Like that crypto
few.
one. That crypto one with just the jag tag, just bouncing. I'm like, you really paid that many millions of dollars, and then whatever you paid to.
Hey, we didn't get the Doctor
agency?
Strange trailer though. That was pretty hype.
Yes, that one. Oh, what was that other trailer? Oh, that other movie.
The Jurassic World.
Nope.
Oh,
yeah,
Nope.
Jurassic World.
The Jordan Peele movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Nope. I can't wait for that.
I want
Peele,
to
both
see
of
that.
his movies. I haven't
so
seen
bad.
Candyman yet. I haven't seen Candyman.
No, I haven't seen the new Candyman,
but I've seen the other two.
So bad. Yes, that's actually, you remind me. I got to watch that because I grew up on the original Candymans. Those were the first horror movies I ever watched in my life. And it's actually funny. Yeah, Get Out's good.
One of my probably it's in my top 10 favorite movies. That's an amazing movie.
Yeah, and it's not just a good horror movie. A lot of people want to think of Get Out as just a horror movie.
It's a thriller to me.
So many levels to that. It's insane, especially the way he attacks racism. Like a lot of people, they want to look past the people attacking racism, but the way he does it in that movie is absolutely epic.
What was the other one?
Epic.
I forgot. Was it Us? Yeah, Us. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Dude, there was the scene that kills me when they're like, she was like, Alexa, call the police. Playing F the police.
Yes.
If they're getting attacked.
Yes, and they're getting attacked. It's great. Oh my goodness. Yes, I agree. Yeah, probably the trailers were the best, and there was a couple of good commercials, but yeah, overall,
I'm surprised no new Batman trailer. Especially
the Doritos commercial was pretty good.
That was good.
The Doritos commercial, but Dorito always brings it. And Rocket Mortgage. I don't know. They just I think her name is Applegate. Last name is Applegate. That the marketer for Rocket Mortgage. Every other company needs to hire this woman.
What was the one where Pete Davidson was getting tackled? I forgot who was tackling him.
Oh goodness,
that one wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad either. But anyways, we're talking about quarterbacks. Yep. I don't want to talk about commercials for too long. So speaking of quarterbacks, we are going to talk about something other than quarterbacks. We're going to talk about the top 3 holes in the roster besides quarterback, because everybody wants to say that this team is a quarterback away. I don't agree. We'll see if my boy
quarterback's a part of it.
It is a part of it, but it's not all of it. So I'm going to let my guy Dylan here go first. He already knows what mine are going to be, so I'm going to give him an option to go ahead and surprise us with his.
I agree with middle linebacker. That's a definite must. O-line, you need to add on to that. It's got the pieces. You just got to get you just got to get the last few in there for the O-line.
Got to shore up that weak link.
Pass rusher. We just need Bradley Chubb not to be hurt for me, but I did wear my Bradley Chubb jersey to the Super Bowl party last night, so I bought it his rookie season before he tore his ACL the first time. Okay, yeah, I completely agree with all 3 of these.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
that was definitely a good one. That was a good one. I like that.
I can't think of anything else other than those 3. You got corner covered, safety covered, receivers, running back, D line.
Definitely looks like we agree. Yeah. Middle linebacker definitely, simply because this is the biggest one for me. That's my number one.
It's my dad's biggest one.
Right. It's because so many are free agents. Like the only 2 middle linebackers left on this roster, and that's simply because they're on their rookie contract still, are Justin Strnad and Baron Browning, which I like both of them. I like their potential, but I don't like them being the only linebackers left on the roster.
I mean, that was the only reason that happened this year was injury bug.
Yeah, injury bug, the trades for guys that were already on expiring contracts. So, like Kenny Young.
He stepped in and did his job for what it was.
So definitely they have to go out, and I say they have to sign either Kenny Young or Jonas Griffith,
Oh,
if
it happened
not
again.
both. What happened? Did you lose me?
No,
Oh,
my
your
USB
camera.
unplugged.
Oh, your USB unplugged. We need you to work on that USB plug. All right.
It's a short cord, so if I move my desk a little bit, it'll unplug it.
Oh, gotcha. It's on the absolute last inch of its life. Understood.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
and it's on the tallest monitor ever too. So
yeah, definitely. I say, at least one of, if not both of, Jonas Griffith and Kenny Young need to be re-signed, and then probably add a couple of young pieces in the draft somewhere in the mid rounds.
You gotta get Jonas Griffith.
I agree. I love the way he played in those last 3 games. Again, that kid was on pace in those 3 games. If he would have played a full 18-game schedule for 185 tackles, that's stupid. That's stupid. Okay, so yes, I agree.
We go into my settings, and then we should be
or both. Oh, you're good. Then pass rusher. After Von Miller left, I think the Broncos had like 6 sacks in the remaining 9 games. Total.
And most of them were
they were Draymond Jones and
Shelby
Harris.
And Shelby Harris.
Yeah. There's no DeMarcus Walker anymore.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was thinking of Draymond Jones.
Yes, there you go, Draymond Jones. But yeah, DeMarcus Walker. He left. What was it? Was it last offseason or the offseason before?
Last offseason.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's why it was close.
Right around when George Payton came in, he wanted too much money, got more, and where did he end up? Jacksonville.
I think so, somewhere around there.
Great guy. I don't think he was worth that much money, though.
No, I mean, he had potential coming out of college. I mean, his last year at Florida State, he had 20 sacks, which is why everybody was wondering why he dropped to the second round. And then everybody saw that he was very limited athletically.
I'm hoping
if he could not win with strength, he was stuck. He had no athleticism, no counter moves. Like, he was a very limited pass rusher. He'd be really good as a situational pass rusher. Like they used him in his last year when he had his career high in sacks. But he's not a starting pass rusher.
I'm hoping Bradley Chubb can pick it up this year.
Yes, if he can pick it up, if Bradley Chubb can stay healthy and reach his potential, pass rusher comes a little bit lower. I'm still going to put it up there because, again,
I have it as my 3.
Nobody else brought it. Outside of Draymond Jones and Shelby Harris at the end of the season, nobody else brought it.
And from what personally I've seen on his odd years is when he's had his better years. His first season popped off, broke Von Miller's rookie sack record for Denver. Second year was obviously the ACL. Third season, Von's out. He had to carry. He had a great year, Pro Bowl season. Yep. Fourth year, didn't do so hot. Obviously, the injury bug, losing Von. At least it wasn't career or season-ending injury, obviously.
No.
But when he was on that field, his presence was there. They were double-teaming him, and it was able to let Draymond and Shelby get up the middle for sacks.
Yeah.
But 5th year, pick it up. I think he can do it.
I think so, too, if he gets help. Because, I mean, just like Von Miller, once DeMarcus Ware left, everybody started double and triple teaming him, and he didn't have nearly the production that he.
And then when Bradley got in, they did not know who to block.
Yeah, the few games that they have actually played together, you could see how well they can play.
I'm pretty sure they won almost every game together except for like those few.
That
first season, they lost what?
Yeah,
7?
I think they have a winning record together. Overall. So
Man,
I don't think it's like the greatest record. Like, they're not like 18-1 or anything.
I bet you that could be a
winning
pull.
record.
I could pull Vaughn back to Denver as
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Bradley, because those guys are best. You saw that draft reaction,
right? That's what I was just about to say. You saw the man dancing once he got Chubb. We got Chubb.
That was like
got Chubb,
and that could be like Bradley's, like, because like remember they had Elvis Doomerville for Vaughn when he came in. That was his guy. Once Elvis left, obviously Vaughn didn't have the greatest years, and then they bring in DeMarcus Ware, who brought out his full potential. If you could bring in a Vaughn back for a Bradley Chubb. Okay, this is a real quick. How did DeMarcus Ware get snubbed of first ballot Hall of Famer?
That is a good question. I don't know. I do not understand. I really don't. I
should have wore his jersey last night to protest.
Right, you should have. Like, there's literally no argument you can make that makes sense of why he was not a first ballot.
138 and a have career sacks. Just that's you don't even need to look at the other stats. That should seal it.
Right there, all by himself. Like I do not, and him and Mike Shanahan. Like, I'm really getting tired of seeing all of these sorry coaches that never won a Super Bowl.
I can't believe Dick Vermeil
getting in. I mean, yeah, he won a Super Bowl,
but he was a real POS from what I've heard.
I mean, I don't really care about your personal life when it comes to Hall of Fame, but
Super Bowl. That's like your best season.
I mean, where's he even in on the coach's wins stat? Like, let me see, Dick.
Not much. He had horrible years in Philly. He took him to one Super Bowl, and that was about it.
Wow.
The only reason you won a Super Bowl,
120 and 109.
Dick Vermeil, the only reason you won a Super Bowl was because of Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk. Let's be honest.
I got to double check. Is that serious? 120 and 109.
That doesn't even deserve to be Hall of Fame.
Now let's compare this.
What's Shanny's?
I am pulling it up right now.
Hey, how about a Shanny coaching tree winning the Super Bowl finally?
170 and 138. A 552 to a 524 winning percentage. Now let's look at the postseason. Mike Shanahan, 8-6, 2 Super Bowls. Dick Vermeil, 6-5, 1 Super Bowl. Overall career, 126 and 114 for a 525 win percentage. Shanahan, 178 and 144 for a 553. Tell me how Dick Vermeil deserves it more than Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I swear he's not mentioned in those meetings ever.
I don't. It's something about being a Bronco. Like, you've seen how long it took for Steve Atwater to get in. Carl Mecklenburg is still not a Hall of Famer.
Rod Smith is still not a Hall of Famer. Rod Smith should be a Hall of Famer. Look at undrafted free agent, 2-time Super Bowl champ, had 7 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons?
Exactly. The greatest undrafted wide receiver to ever
kept a
play
food
the game.
stamp in his locker.
His whole career. He still got it in his wallet today.
Yeah.
He still cuts his own hair.
That's why. That's still funny.
Yeah. But that's why he's not, is because he wasn't the diva. He's not in the media. He doesn't do media junkets. You know the reason Terrell Davis got into the Hall of Fame? It was MVP. Because he's on NFL Network.
Yeah, and he was also a Super Bowl MVP, and everybody used to know his name.
Well, I mean, look how long it took for him to get in, and he didn't even get talked about.
I was about to say, look how long it took Favre to get in. I was like, wait, he didn't fucking – so sorry. He didn't retire until 2010. So 6 years, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, it's like these things don't – it's a popularity contest. Yeah. The Hall of Fame is not about being the best. You have to be the best on the field – and you got to put your face on the TV. If you don't put your face on the TV, nobody cares. You know, because again, Terrell Davis did not get talked about until he started on NFL Network. And he said himself, the reason he started going on NFL Network and got a job there was because people inside the NFL told him the only way that he is going to get any consideration is if he gets in the media.
And that's what makes me mad is DeMarcus is all over the media.
He really is. I mean, he's not like the media darling or on every day like Terrell Davis is, but he does plenty. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is a really well-spoken, very educated, smart man that does great things in the community, does great things whenever he gets on TV. Like he said,
many great things for the community around Dallas and Denver.
And to this day in Denver, like, even though he only spent a couple of seasons here, he still comes back and does things in the community.
And just like Peyton, man came to Denver and he's like,
and he can sing.
Yeah. Dude, that bowling commercial was pretty good too.
Really
he's got a beer in one hand, just bowling.
Yep. Swing, swing. But yeah, I mean, speaking of, new things coming around, the Broncos are going to have a fully new look staff. And it's going to be pretty much all inexperienced coaches. So I will bring you the question. Does that worry you?
Not that much right now. Just because, obviously, first season, whole new coaching staff, first-time head coach, and this is going to be first time everything for everybody. They're going to have to figure it out. I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl this season, but things are going to get figured out this season where potentially could land in the playoffs. There's a good chance of making the playoffs, but it's going to be who's going to need to do what better, who are we going to have to replace here. That's just really what this season's all about. That's always what the first year with a new coach is all about.
Yeah, it's about taking those positive steps forward.
Belichick didn't win a Super Bowl in his first season in New England. Took him a few years.
The reason I'm going to say, like you're kind of hedging your bet, like, oh, I'm not worried now. I'm going to just flat out say I'm not worried. Yeah. I'm not worried for one reason only. This man is not just taking average guys that are like quality control coaches in college. He's taking guys like Tyrone Wheatley, who was the head coach of Morehouse College. He didn't go and get an offensive coordinator from a college. He went and got a head coach. And he's awesome. he's got coaches for his coaches. Like he literally brought in a coaching coach. Like he has a guy that his whole purpose is to go around to the coaches and make sure that they best know how to coach this generation of players.
Got Clint Kubiak, get Gary Kubiak's son in there as a passing and quarterbacks coach.
Who's been an offensive coordinator, who's called plays, and he actually got to step back into
Minnesota.
What's that?
Was Clint in Minnesota? Am I wrong about that? Okay,
he was the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings last year and called the plays, which Kirk Cousins had the best statistical season of his career.
I was to say, Kirk Cousins had a great year and nobody heard about it.
Yeah, because he didn't win anything. Yeah. Nobody cares what you do if you don't.
I mean, when you have Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tom Brady,
right? I mean, even think back like Jameis Winston when he threw 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Who really cares?
He had perfect 30 for 30 season.
Yeah, only 30 for 30 season.
We need a 30 for 30 on the 30 for 30 season.
Do we really care that the man threw 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns? No, because he threw 30 interceptions and they won like 4 games. Nobody cares what you do in the stat sheet if there's nothing in the win column. So none of that.
No, but like this coaching staff, I like a young coaching staff. I like new ideas. New ideas are going to be amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is going to be a whole new experience for Broncos country. You are going to see a coaching staff that embraces analytics, that embraces the psychology part of the game, because a lot of people underestimate how much of a team's success is determined by the mental well-being of the players as much as it is the physical well-being of the players. You can have the most stout, most athletic lineup in the game, but if their players' minds, their brains aren't into it, it doesn't matter. They're still going to get mollywopped. So I love the fact that they're taking a whole new approach. We're going from, again, coaches that were on average 20 years older and on average 10 to 15 years more experience. But again, what did that experience get us over the last 3 years?
I mean, and we're also seeing the new era of the young coaching staff. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay. What was the 49ers or the new Dolphins head coach that went from the 49ers? I just forgot his name.
Oh, Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel. And obviously, I'm sitting here. We just had the youngest head coach to win a Super Bowl, Sean McVay, at 36.
36 years old.
And we're going to have
about retirement. Insane. But anyways, go ahead.
Aaron Donald might retire, which I wouldn't blame him.
Wouldn't that be insane to see McVay and Donald leave? Like, wouldn't that feel a little bit like a Patrick Willis, Luke Kuechly kind of situation where you just feel they retired too soon? Like, it's
Luke Kuechly, I understand. The man had too many concussions.
Right.
He had to end up because, I mean, if he wasn't getting that, if he wasn't going to win that Super Bowl, he wasn't going to get to another one. He just knew.
Same with that that one kid, the one that replaced Willis. That was the craziest thing ever. Yeah, Patrick Willis retired. You replace him with the rookie, and then the rookie retires after his rookie season, where he went to the Pro Bowl and was an All-Pro. So, like, you in consecutive seasons have an All-Pro linebacker retire way too early. Like, the Niners had to feel real bad about themselves.
Yeah.
But here's a good question. Are the Broncos rebuilding to be a playoff contender? I will not say they are rebuilding. The word I like more is retooling, because the last thing I want to see right now is a rebuild. Because the reason I make that distinction is that there is a big distinction in the NFL when it comes to rebuilding and retooling. I promise I'm not playing semantics or trying to play with your words. There's a big difference. Rebuilding means you are tearing it down. You're doing a Miami Dolphins. You're trading away every single one of your good players. You're dropping every bit of salary that you can, so that way you can get the highest and the most draft picks that you can to rebuild the team. When it comes to retooling, that's more of what the Broncos are doing, where you're looking for specific things to bring your team to a new level. You're not just trying to just go scorched earth and just completely rebuild from scratch. So what the Broncos are doing, again, is retooling. They're going to be looking to add a quarterback, add to the offensive line, replace their missing middle linebackers, probably at least add to the pass rush in both free agency and the draft. I see that happening both places. I don't think that there's enough pass rush on this team that you can just get by with one or the other. You're going to need veteran pass rushers as well as young and hungry pass rushers to really get this pass rush to the point that it needs.
I mean, and you got a few veterans on that pass rush already.
Yes. Yeah, you got Stephen Weatherly still under contract. So I like him as a backup, a rotational piece. You still got Malik Reed, a good rotational piece as well. Sorry, let me back up. Let me double check. I need to see
Malik
if Malik
Reed's
Reed
one more year.
Let me see Malik Reed contract. I can't remember. I just want to be concise for y'all, and make sure I'm not talking about a player that's not actually on the team.
I want to see if I can find a new spot to put this cord.
No, he is a restricted free agent. So even though, but that is actually a good thing because it means that the Broncos can just place an offer on him and he can't go anywhere. Now, if the Broncos don't place an offer on him, then he's free. A lot like what happened with Philip Lindsay last year.
Unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, it's just like what happened with Philip Lindsay last year. The Broncos put a restricted free agent tender on him. He didn't like it. They revoked the tender, made him a free agent, and he ended up in Houston and unfortunately bounced around and never really got. I don't think he really got a chance to prove he is a good running back in this league. A lot of people want to talk about, he couldn't break weak running back groups in Houston and Miami. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that he was ever really given a chance. He was always used as that third down running back, receiver out of the backfield.
I miss him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I miss him.
Yeah, but
we got
much bigger fish to fry.
Javonte Williams.
Yes, exactly. We got the Grim
should
Reaper.
Be the starter this year.
And
hopefully,
Mike
fingers
Boone.
Crossed.
Yeah, so
dude, my God. I can't believe Mike Boone did not get utilized this year after that Chiefs game.
Right, that was kind of weird. But I mean, this is Pat Shurmur we're talking about. I honestly believe Nathaniel Hackett, not only, he knows Mike Boone, not just from being in the building with him. He played against him for the first couple years of his career as he was in Minnesota and Hackett was in Green Bay. So he will know how to utilize him. Again, I think that was, a Pat Shurmur.
That was such a great trade, though. That was one of the better trades last offseason.
Boone was a free agent, I thought.
I thought he was a trade.
Let me see.
You might be right. You might be right.
Mike Boone trade? I'll just put that in. Nope, he was a sign. He was a free agent.
Yeah. Okay, I couldn't remember. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah, no trade there. But still, either way, great move by Peyton. Fortunately, we only got to see a very small sample size of the guy, but that's why I am looking forward.
We were color casting one of the few live games.
Yeah, we confused him with Javonte because of how he was running. He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of power.
How did that man not win angriest run of the year, Javonte?
I don't know. That's crazy especially because of how much Kyle Brandt loved Javonte Williams. I was a little bit surprised.
The man carried 4 guys on his back and one holding onto his ankle for 20 yards.
Right. So, the real quick synopsis of it, real quick. So, seems like you hedge your bet. Like you're willing to give them a chance, but you're a little hesitant. Me, I'm all in. I'm in.
It's the certain guys. I'm not saying the whole staff. It was just saying maybe this guy's not doing his job. Maybe we can help him or, maybe replace him depending on where we're at.
And that's the thing I love about this coaching staff because there are coaches for coaches. We have an offensive passing game coordinator now. We are going to have a defensive passing game coordinator.
That's why I'm not worried.
Right. And the big thing that I really like that's been under the radar is Dom Capers coming in as a defensive consultant. That defensive staff, y'all, it might be young, but my God, is it
Beautiful
talented.
minds.
Jairo Evero, this man has studied
Got a
under
lot of people.
literally everybody that matters. He has studied under Wade Phillips, Vic Fangio, Dom Capers, and who was the other one? It was another famous defensive coordinator that slipping my name, but either way, even just those three, even if I can't ever remember the fourth one, just those three should tell
seal it. Yeah.
Yeah, it should seal everything. And I know a lot of people are making a big deal about the fact that Zach Azani might not be held. I am not as big on Zach Azani as everybody else is.
No.
I mean, can you tell me where Jerry Jeudy has improved? Because it looks like his drops have gotten worse. Can you tell me
have
where
a great season this year?
Right. Can you tell me where Cortland Sutton improved at all during the season? Like Tim Patrick seemed to get worse as the season went on, and it was not just quarterback play. I'm so sick of people talking about it just being was the quarterback play part of the problem? Yes,
but it wasn't the only problem.
How many times do I have to tell y'all? QB is the most important position. It is not the only position. I really need y'all to stop talking about the quarterback like they are the only position that matters. They might be the most important, but even if you got the best quarterback in the game, if you don't have anything around him, it doesn't matter.
And I mean, when I'm looking at the staff, they brought a lot of people over from the Rams.
And the Rams, the Packers, and the Chiefs, I believe, are the three major squads that they poached from.
I mean, look at that.
And
Andy
I
Reid,
love
Sean
it.
McVay, Matt
Thank
LaFleur.
you. Yes.
You're under three great head coaches.
Three of the hottest staffs in the game, and he just rated them. Like the special teams coordinator and the defensive coordinator came from the Rams. Offensive coordinator came from the Packers. You had the defensive.
I think that's a chance I could drag Vaughn back.
Dom Capers
with the Rams defense.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like taking that, like Evero was the secondaries coach. And that was one of the strengths of the Rams defense.
Even though Jalen Ramsey got burned like every play.
Well, dude, the two plays that Chase was wide open on, he threw Jalen to the ground. Like that touch, or the one to T. Higgins.
Yeah.
That was such a blatant offensive pass interference.
There were no flags in that game until the end. Like we were talking like, wow, there haven't been a lot of penalties this game. 3 plays in a row, a flag.
Yes. It was great to watch it just evolve in the
because we were like, oh, we should not have said anything.
Right. Like it's like they put the kibosh on the penalties. It's like it was literally like you said, it was like they were just talking about how like, man, we went through this whole game and there's only been like 3 penalties, and then there's wing.
Just sitting there with my nachos,
yellow flags flying, bro.
I was just sitting there with my nachos like, oh shit.
This is getting bad. But I mean, nobody can say like that it was fixed. Like one thing I do want to talk about is
it was a beautiful game. Both teams played amazing.
And the reason I bring that up is because again, Bird Gang Sports Media Network. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, all those good things. I'm in a group message with all of the creators from Bird Gang Sports Media Network. And one of the kids, his name is he's Boys for Life. He's a Cowboys fan, and his whole show. Oh, you're good. His whole show is actually called Trolling with the Boys, right? So this kid at the beginning of the day got in on all of us talking about who you got, what team, et cetera, and he wanted the Bengals to win. And like the whole day, this fool is just talking mad crap all day to everybody that picked the Rams. And when I made my pick, I not only said that the Rams would win, I said that Miller would break Burrow. And the whole day, the man just had, every time I had something to say, he had some smart ass comment to come back on. So, and like at one point he stated, so y'all going for the Rams, y'all worried. And that was about the third quarter. Way too early to be talking that junk. Then he was talking about in the beginning of the fourth quarter, he said, so tomorrow y'all going to come on to my show and congratulate me for calling the Bengals win, right? Well, we all know how the game ended.
Oh, yeah.
So I went ham. I said, so tomorrow, 2 to 3 p.m., you're going to come on my show and congratulate me for not only calling the Rams, but for Miller breaking Burrow, right? The man still has not replied. The man spent all day yesterday, all day talking junk.
So that's the difference between me and that guy is I didn't talk Trash.
Right.
They were my pick from the beginning of the season. I had to cheer for them.
And like, I don't mind talking trash. It's just when you get to being toxic, that's where I have a problem. And when you're a troll, like you don't get to be mad when you get trolled. Like his literal show name again is Trolling with the Boys.
I was about to text you if they won that and be like, I told you, you mother. And then they didn't. I was like, I mean, hey, they still made it. Yeah.
Right. At least you were smart enough to wait until after the game to talk junk. This fool, like I said, was talking junk the entire day and was calling out everybody that picked the Rams
I said, it was
in the fourth quarter.
Like, it was
just settle down, son. Settle down.
It was a bliss Super Bowl where I couldn't care less who won or lost. I would be happy for whoever won. I would be happy for whoever won. Feel bad for whoever lost.
Yeah, most definitely. But I mean, like I said, it just felt really good to be able to troll the troll. That was my whole point. And
remember when KJ was talking trash about the Steelers? They were going to win the Super Bowl, and then they just got booted in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. But that's what I love is like people that get in front of themselves and they get all hyped up on their own little Jamba Juice or whatever the case may be, and then they just they let their gator. Right. It's just like, dude, just simmer down. Like if y'all notice, I talk junk. But when I talk junk, I make sure I do my best. Like you can't always be 100% sure that your crap talking is gonna come off well or do well. You might get 8, but I mean that's the risk of talking junk. Like you don't get to talk junk, and then when you get it thrown back at you, get quiet. Like that's my thing. Like you want to talk smack, that's cool, bro. We can talk smack all day.
If I'm wrong, I'm like, you're right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's all it takes. Like, just be a man about it. Like, don't go silent and get mad and get all up in your feelings. Like,
hey, I'm still mad, but I'm gonna be like, you're right though.
Right. Yeah, but I share because like another reason I was dead ass. Like, I don't play, y'all. Like, this kid's gonna learn. I'm the OG.
That's why I don't do stuff with you like that.
Because that's what I'll wait for it, dude. You might get me for a little bit, but I'm just sitting back rope-a-doping.
We texted during the divisional. And I think I sent you a text. This is when you said your old number, I believe. And it was after the 13 seconds. And I think I said, man, 13 seconds? That's unbelievable. And I was like, and then I think I sent you the NFL meme that said, don't let your girl say that 13 seconds isn't long enough. It was a picture of Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. Yes, I remember that was great. I love that meme. I still got that meme saved.
Our AFC picks were pretty good. Conference weekend was pretty good. We didn't text her the Pro Bowl because that's just an abysmal thing to do of the NFL.
Yeah, the greatest thing is I took this link just so y'all know, just so I wasn't talking junk. I said I'm the OG. Oh yeah, I sent it in the message, and I said that seat's gonna be hot in 9 minutes. You know the boy ain't still showing up. I've been looking. Where you at, boy? Where's my congratulations? That's all I got to say.
He's a Cowboys fan. You know what Cowboys fans are? Yankees and Lakers.
I want to get to one more thing real quick before we go. This is a big thing, and I want y'all to remember when we started talking about ownerships or changing ownership and who might buy it. I told y'all a couple of weeks ago that Robert F. Smith might be willing to buy it, and I told y'all that it would not matter if Jeff Bezos came in because of all these things. And this was before the Brian Flores lawsuit. So y'all don't get to say that I'm hindsight. This is again before the Brian Flores lawsuit, before anything else coming out about the NFL and the whole racial discrimination. Yes, I got video evidence. Try me. I tell y'all to check my receipts because y'all keep trying to play with me. I'm dead ass on this. I called this beforehand, but per the New York Post and their sources, Roger Goodell is not only trying to get Robert F. Smith to buy the Broncos, he is pressuring him with everything he has. And that if Robert decides he wants to buy the Broncos, he has already won. Per sources, Goodell has assured him that if he makes a bid, he wins, no matter what.
Hey, and all I'm saying is that's a guy we wanted.
Yes, and I want to say, y'all want to question whether or not I do my research. Y'all want to question whether or not I do my job. I did this. I called this with no sources.
I'm sitting here thinking it was like I would. It's like even if Robert F. Smith doesn't, which I really want him to, because that is a guy I would love to have as an owner. Obviously, if he doesn't want to be the face, cool. Get somebody else to be the
Right.
face. Your sole owner. Like you could get like Peyton to be the face, right?
Right. Or I have another idea. Is there's another guy that's out here talking about him. Actually, he's the only guy out here talking about wanting to buy the Broncos, and that is Byron Allen, the former stand-up comedian turned media mogul. Yes. Now, the problem is he doesn't have enough capital alone. He is worth around 450 to 500 million. To buy the Broncos this is the minimum amount needed to be put down. They would have to come up with over $1.1 billion in cash. Not an IOU. Cash money has to be on the table. The owner cannot be more than $1 million in debt. And so for him to come up with enough money, he would need a big money partner. Well, what would be better than Byron Allen and Robert Smith? Robert Smith can be the majority owner, and Byron Allen, the comedian / media mogul, can take care of the face of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And you got two powerful black men running a franchise.
What's the biggest? What's the most people you can have in a group? Is there a limit?
I don't think there's a limit. I will double check and verify for y'all, but I don't think there's a limit to the amount of people. I mean, they obviously they want it as small as possible because then you end up with too much drama.
Okay, but imagine Robert F. Smith doesn't want any interest even after the Goodell stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Byron so go, but he can get a group, and obviously, he can put himself in a group. He can get multiple people, former players.
Right.
Obviously,
I could see like Byron Allen bringing in like Kanye, Jay-Z, and etc. because of his media ties. Like, I would hate it when it comes to Kanye. Everybody else I'm cool with. Yeah, Donda Sports.
Who's in Denver now?
That has Antonio Brown as the president.
Dude, did you see that picture of Antonio Brown and Kanye with his daughters at the game last night?
Yeah, the two mentally damaged men with their children.
And he's wearing his concert mask.
That's what I'm saying. With his kids.
I miss, you know what Kanye I miss?
College dropout.
Bring back 06 Kanye. Make Kanye 2006 again.
College
or make him
dropout.
2012 again, because My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was a banging album, and then he went insane. Right. He stopped taking his meds.
Right, yeah. I think
that was the last album before he went crazy.
Yeah. The craziest billionaire we all know, Kanye West. I don't know. But yeah,
he knows how to put on a show, though. I will give him that.
Right. But I mean, this also goes to the point of, there's people like, oh, if the NFL thought that Brian Flores' lawsuit had no merit, why are y'all making that stupid argument? We all know that they put that out as PR. We all know that they were trying to cover themselves when they said that it has no merits.
God, John Elway's
why are we still running with that story?
Abysmal. Did you read his statement?
Which one?
The first one.
You're talking about the one
John Elway right after the Brian Flores stuff came out.
Yeah, I didn't see a problem with it. He never attacked Brian.
Yeah,
but he was stuck strictly to the facts.
The thing about it for me was it wasn't like, I'm not saying it was abysmal the way it was written. It was professional, perfect. But you didn't have to put it out right away. I understand why you do, but I was going to say you could have given a little bit of time to see what came out, but what happened
did wait 48 hours. I mean, he spent 2 days with people dragging him through the mud. And any human...
I mean, let's be real. I wouldn't be surprised if he was hungover.
I mean, I wouldn't be. And this is something that, this is one of the reasons why I went so hard at the first half of last week's live, was because
I was dying on Vicodin at that point.
I bet. Yeah, no, you're good. But I'm not saying that Brian Flores is lying.
No.
I'm saying that the charges that he put in, the allegations he put in against the Broncos are almost impossible to prove. Jet lag and a hangover are indecipherable. You can't tell the difference.
Who knows? It could have been a mix of both.
Lag. Right.
Could have had a few drinks on the plane.
Right. Well, they were on a private plane. I mean, he was talking about disheveled. Like it was 7:30 in the morning. They had to fly from Denver to New England overnight. Yes, it was a private jet, but have y'all ever seen a private jet bathroom? You ever try to get ready in a private jet bathroom? You're not very conducive. I mean, there's no telling that what they had time to go into a hotel room and go get themselves all spiffied up. Like there's so many details that can't be proved. There's so many things that he can't prove. Like literally all the Broncos have to do at this point is provide a flight log and a receipt from the night before. It will show exactly how many drinks they had, and it'll show exactly what time they left, landed, etc.
That's what that was what I was trying to get to. Is like at least show your innocence instead of just doing it by word. Show the receipt or the flight log.
Well, the thing is, they can't show that stuff. This is still a trial. That evidence has to stay private. Like he did the best he could.
Broncos will get off easily, though. Should get off.
I don't think they will or should. I don't think the NFL should. I don't think the Dolphins should. I don't think the Giants should. My problem is, why would you put those allegations in when you already have enough to prove your case?
The Bill Belichick texts were so bad.
That's all you needed.
Dude, I read those and I was like, that's Bill, come on, man.
Like, yeah, I know that.
How do you mix up Brian Dabo and Brian Flores?
Right. Think about this. An old man that can't work his cell phone caused a lawsuit. But that's how this all started, was because an old man doesn't know how to use
his
smartphone. Yeah, right. Good job, Billy boy. And I mean, it shows that he's in the back. It's not only that the NFL has back
still
channels,
wish they interviewed Brian Flores,
but Belichick is part of it.
I still wish they would have interviewed Flores this year before all that came out.
I do too. I mean, I love Flores. I love him as a coach, but it's like I said when the whole report was first surfaced. Brian Flores has coached his last game in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
it's not right. I'm not saying it's right. Like, don't y'all come at me and come with me with the craziness saying that I say it's right. I'm just saying I'm just a realist. It's just like what I'm saying about the Broncos. It's not because the Broncos pay me or I owe something to the Broncos. It's just me looking at it objectively and poking holes where holes need to be poked. I'm just doing my job as a journalist.
It's very similar to the Kaepernick situation. The Flores. Yeah. Very similar.
It's very similar. It's just this escalated a lot more quickly than the Colin Kaepernick situation.
The Colin Kaepernick took a year at least.
Yeah.
This took about a matter of 10 hours.
Hours. Yeah, exactly. It was just a matter of hours. Exactly. So
she sent me a link and I was like, oh God, what am I looking at?
Right. I'm
just sitting at my computer, just middle of the night. It was like the night before the show. And I was sitting here. I was getting some stuff done after my dentist appointment before my numbness went off. And I was just sitting there looking. I was like, what did he send me? Pull up on my computer and I read it. And I was like, oh, God.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Thank God I'm not talking about this tomorrow.
Right. There you go. But no, yeah, that fun stuff. Yeah. But I think that's a good place to end it.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, everybody. I am Dan Wetstein here with the Answers 42 Media Network, Bird Gang Sports Media Network. All the links are in the description. My boy Dylan forgot to put his handle in, so
you're right. I'm connected with my
my handle is right here. If you need to find Dylan, you can always go. You can always go to my social medias, go to my followers. He's in all those lists. So
change it, please. It won't let me.
You got to leave and come back, but we got time for that. Just put it in the chat real quick. Post a comment.
No, you can find me on his. I'm lazy.
Okay, he's lazy. But anyways, again, all the links in the description, all the socials for the Answers 42 Media Network, Bird Gang Sports Media Network.
Bird Gang.
I am Dan Wetstein. That is Dylan Miles. And as always, don't question the blue.
Nope.